and welcome to the second episode of Inside American Independent Cinema. Today, I'm going to talk about Hal Hartley's Trust. Released in 1990, the movie tells the story of two different people who meet by accident and start to develop a relationship based on mutual trust. This is the second movie from Hal Hartley's Long Island trilogy, which consists with another two movies, The Unbelievable Truth and Simple Man. The movie is shot in Long Island, which is Hal Hartley's hometown. The first character is Maria, played by Adrienne Shelly, who is a young woman who got unexpectedly pregnant while she was still on school. She feels that her future is far away from Long Island. The second character is a man who is having a midlife crisis. His name is Matthew, and it's played by Martin Donovan. Matthew feels like life has much more to offer than simply trying to make a way of living and live your existence day from day while going to work. He decides to take a break, to settle his life, and to find the meaning of his existence. They both feel rejected by their families and by the American society that they are living in, and they are trying to constantly search for a meaning and at the same time trying not to obey the rules of the society. I think Hartley tries to construct the narrative in such a manner that he's reminding us that life is actually a process and a constant exploration, a journey that eventually defines ourselves.
What time is it?
5:03.
Did you mean it? Would you marry me?
Yes,
Why?
because I want to.
Not because you love me or anything like that, huh?
I respect and admire you.
Isn't that love?
No, that's respect and admiration. I think that's better than love.
How?
When people are in love, they do all sorts of crazy things. They get jealous, they lie, they cheat, they kill themselves, kill each other.
It doesn't have to be that way.
Maybe.
I want to talk now a little bit about the construction of the mise-en-scene and character construction in Hal Hartley's Trust. First, we need to observe that on the one hand, Hartley has a particular interest in showing the deepest wishes and desires, the interior conflict of his characters, and this is a recurring theme in all of his Long Island trilogy movies. Composition plays a major role in Trust. The way the things are arranged to fit in the front of the movie camera, we can see the interior of the houses or the kitchen where Maria and her family are having long conversation. They are also having this interesting relationship with some kind of particular objects from the house. And I think Hartley explores this transition between reality and fantasy, or the way we perceive things that are in front of us. It's very interesting how he plays with colors. We can see many interesting colors like yellow, green, or some kind of peculiarity that of course we cannot actually see in an ordinary house that we usually live in. Apart from the mise-en-scène construction and the importance of the composition in Trust, there is a second thing that we have to bear attention to. This is the importance of the dialogue. Hal Hartley's Trust is a classic independent movie that is actually compared and can be put together with another American independent movies of the period, such as Jim Jarmusch's Stranger Than Paradise or Richard Linklater's movies like Slacker or the Before Sunrise, Before Sunset movies. The fact that we can easily presuppose that Hartley uses a hyper dialogue, it can actually be a mistake, because there is this dialogue that constantly improves during the performances of the actors, and we can also see that these actors are not actually professionals. They are somehow spontaneously talking, and they are talking like there is this natural viewing, mirroring of the reality, when in fact it's very, very artificial, because of course there is this script behind Trust, which is the movie is scripted, but when you can see Hal Hartley's movies, you actually think that this is something that can be, I don't know, actually filmed with like a hidden camera, and the characters are actually living their lives in front of your eyes.
I bought you this.
Critics have identified a particularity that characterizes Hal Hartley's cinema, and especially his vision, and also that is very present in the Long Island trilogy. This particularity refers to the representation of place, as we have seen in the previous episode where I've talked about Buffalo 66, directed by Vincent Gallo. In American independent cinema from this period, the author's or the director's vision is very, very much akin and very much connected to the representation of place. So, there are some cultural identity aspects and, of course, some roots that also are present in these discourses of those directors. So, we have to see this relationship between place, space, identity and representation as being very important to our analysis of a movie such as Trust, directed by Hal Hartley. Using the concept of generic place or geographical place, some critics stress upon the importance of this suburban place represented by Long Island. Long Island has some characteristics and particularities that can be found in Hal Hartley's Long Island trilogy, starting from his first movie, The Unbelievable Truth. We can see a different representation of the youth, and also a representation of class struggle and different type of relationships that can be established between generations and people who are very different, but also who are connected by their relationship to the city, to the suburbia. In Hal Hartley's movies, there is always and always this theme of a character in search of his meaning. In The Unbelievable Truth, we have a character that comes from a different place and returns to his hometown only to find that his place is to stay with the people that he has long forgotten. Here, in Trust, we can see that Maria always wants to escape Long Island, always thinks that her future is far away from here, and although she eventually meets Matthew and starts a relationship with him based on trust, she never escapes this idea that she wants to go away, she wants to find a different meaning in life apart from the well-known suburbia.
I'm sorry. I lost my head.
It's okay.
What are we gonna do now?
We could run.
We'd never make it.
I'll tell them that it was my fault.
They'd never believe you.
I don't care if they believe me or not.
Why have you done this?
Done what?
Why have you put up with me like this?
Somebody had to.
But why you?
I just happened to be here.
Thank you for watching and looking forward to see you next week for sharing the cinematic experience of American independent cinema.